Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial in the series. In this video, we'll be looking at the if, elif, else pairing. In the previous video, we learned about the if else statement, and in the case of if else, the if is always checked, but only when the if condition is false, the else block is executed. We can have multiple ifs in a program, but only the last if is paired with the else. But in the case of if, elif, else, all the ifs are tied together, and elif is just short for else if. So we'll see an example and you will understand it better once we go through this example. So let's say a equals 5 and b equals 10, and if a is greater than b, print a is greater than b. Now to type elif, escape out of the indentation of if and then type elif, then your condition. So let's say b is greater than a, and let's print b is greater than a as well. Now let's type our else block as well. Else print now let's run this, and we see that it printed b is greater than a. Now a is 5 and b is 10, so this condition is false, so Python ignored it. But in the case of elif, this condition is true, so Python printed b is greater than a. And in if, elif, else, whenever a condition is found true, all the remaining elif and else are ignored. Let's say we add another elif and say elif 5 is greater than 4, which is true. So let's print 5 is greater than 4. Now let's run this. Now both these conditions are true because 10 is greater than 5 and 5 is greater than 4. So let's see what it does. And it only printed b is greater than a. As I said, in if, elif, else, whenever a condition is true, the remaining elif and else are ignored. So first Python checked this statement, which was false, so Python ignored it. Now in this statement, this is true, so Python printed this statement and ignored the rest of elif and else. But just to clarify this better, let's say we had multiple ifs instead of elif. So let's remove this elif. Now let's see running the program what it does. And you can see it printed both b is greater than a and 5 is greater than 4. So that is the difference between if, elif and else. Now in the case of if, elif, else, if we want to trigger the else condition, let's change this if back to elif. So now if you want to trigger the else condition, else block, all this if and elif must be false. So this if is false, let's make this elif false as well, and this one too. Now all the conditions are false. Now let's run this, and now it printed our else block which says if and elif never ran. So anyways, that concludes if, elif, else pairing. Hope you guys are able to understand these tutorials, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.